more information gets revealed, I really haven't taken into consolidation with how wild the story is as more information is being revealed. But best believe we are covering this conversation very meticulously because I'm so shocked by this whole entire news scandal involving Dan Wootton. Hey guys, that's Morali. Hopefully you guys are all doing well today. Back again with another video. If you have not subscribed, click that button, guys. It is daily and consistent content. Subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it. It's just one click, and let's get straight into this video. So Christian Jones, an employee of Prince William and Kate, was allegedly selling stories about Harry, Meghan and Archie to The Sun through none other than Dan Wootton. Images of Dan Wootton have now leaked where we can see via Byline Times that he is in this expensive hotel, which was initially documented alongside other people and Christian Jones, the aide of Prince William, sitting right next to Dan Wootton. So clearly they're having all this fun and etc. And Dan Wootton, his eyes were very much on Prince William, which is why that affair story came out, because he heard it through and etc. etc. And then right after that, things turned directly towards Harry and Meghan. And this is why Dan's been obsessed with Harry and Meghan from the start. The fact that King Charles currently right now cut off funding at a moment of time where the threat of his son was so severe to try and control them to come back to the UK is so wildly gross and insane. It was only yesterday tapes came out against King Charles and him secretly taking money from billionaires and some corruption going on there, I would believe, allegedly. And now we have here to the point where he nearly put his son's life in, he did put his son's life in danger. A brother, William, the fact that you're leaking stories through Dan Wootton about your brother and his wife, and you don't give a damn, because ain't no damn way that the aide Christian Jones was doing this out of his own free will. He was doing it through the permission of Prince William. If Diana was here right now, she would have so much shame, so much embarrassment for the fact that Prince William and Charles have teamed up to do this against Harry. Now it makes sense as to why Harry wrote his book Spare. Now it makes sense for why he did that interview with Oprah and Meghan. Now it makes sense for why they did the whole Netflix, documentaries and etc. And it was plastered as if them, were trying to put the royal family through stress and pain and stressing out the Queen, when it was actually Charles who cut off the funding to try and bring them back, and William leaking very secret stories about their own son and them through none other than scummy Dan Wootton. Absolutely insane. And these images clearly show that this Christian Jones, who also was very much in circular with Meghan Markle, which we can see in pictures, so that he was around these people secretly collecting stories, Prince William's aide, running to Dan Wootton so that he can sell them off to The Sun and everywhere else. How disgustingly bleak this could be. Like, I am very confused. I am confused because I thought Dan Wootton would have gone through to, Jason Nauf. Why didn't he directly go through him? I really don't understand. So there are still questions about this. In the article, Dan hated Prince William until around May 2019. Behind closed doors, he didn't have a good word for him. He was always talking about his attitude, but Dan never criticized Harry. He never seemed to, and then suddenly all of that changed in 2019. Basically, he was hating on Harry and Meghan. He had previously been obsessed with Prince William, and then he switched to the Sussexes. This now provides validity for this affair, this alleged affair that took place with Rose Hanbury, and therefore he decided to sell his own brother down the damn drain to get this affair secretly hidden and put the limelight on his own brother and his wife, who was very much also pregnant as well, and their child. How much shame can this, William, you should be embarrassed with yourself, you understand? If Diana was here, she would slap you silly for the way you're treating your own brother. It is disgusting. And the fact that there are images being leaked now all over with Dan Wootton with your aide, all of these stories being sold, I'm just absolutely speechless. It's absolutely insane that this has taken place. I just don't have anything else to say. There's more set parts of this investigation that is going to be released. I don't know when it's going to be released via Byline Times, but they are going to release more. This is all true. If you haven't read the Byline Times article, I would suggest you do so, because those who were previously in my last video commenting that they don't believe this, it's very much true. So if you want to stay in your pool of deniability, you can do that. But Charles and William exposed, selling out their own brother for stories and cutting off all of this, security, and Dan Wootton yet again being the middleman involved, which also provides validity for this affair that took place as well. So What's going to happen next, I don't know, but I'm trying to cover this story meticulously and just to get through it. I'm also going to read through the article to see if there's anything else, but you know, there are these images that have now been released, so I thought I would let you guys know in terms of this whole situation. It's quite severe. It's truly a royal scandal yet again, and yet again it's involving Meghan and Harry being duped by their own brother and father, so I don't blame him. And now it makes sense for why he hasn't spoken to his brother for 3 years, let alone having any kind of conversation with his father. They wanted them to come back to the UK, as one of the sources in the Byline Times article reflects, that because Harry and Meghan were very press friendly and that they would get a lot more press attention than anybody else, Charles, Camilla, William and Kate. So it's better to control them by cutting off funding, and they would come back to the UK, and therefore you'd cover them, because they were jealous of them. They were jealous of the attention that they got, the press that they got. All the worldly tours that William and Kate didn't really do anything for them, to be honest with you. They didn't have the Diana effect that Meghan and Harry had together. So clearly none of them liked that, because Camilla herself has been known to be the side chick for her entire life. She can't get that stain off her, unfortunately, because that is what she is. And therefore all of this jealousy amongst all of them, it's an absolute shame. It's also embarrassment to the Queen as well, because it's just wild. Like, I just have no words to describe this scandal. When you really look at it for what it is, yesterday I was just reading it out, but today I'm really shocked and taking it all in that this is what William is doing. Maybe, you know, screw me, maybe it's my fault as well, because a part of me felt like William, and you know, was nice to an extent, and that, you know, the brotherly connection, but boy, I was wrong. This man has sold out his own family just so that his own secrets of affairs won't get exposed, when Dan Wootton did that to you anyways. So I don't know why you're trying to make deals with the devil when he's already publicized your affair prior to you even trying to make deals with him. Wild. This is why Meghan also left the UK, because the people around her are the ones selling stories on her. And Dan Wootton said this himself in a podcast clip that's resurfacing, that it's the royal family within that are selling stories about each XYZ. Where do you think these stories are coming from? How many royal insiders are there? They're not really royal insiders. It's the establishment. It's people within the royal family who are going to their sources to try and sell stories. And now we've seen one way directly where Dan Wootton has been part of it. So it's just wild. Dan Wootton has had a lot been thrown at him. A lot. Byline Times are not resting on him, and I'm so glad that they're not. I don't see what's going to happen with this man. I don't see how he'd come back into TV properly full time. Like, just when you think things can't get any more scummy, he's one of the most scummiest men we've ever come to know. Scummiest men we've ever come to know. Let me know your thoughts are when it comes to this video, guys. Subscribe to the channel, click that button for daily and consistent content. Subscribe, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video. Click that button.